This is your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, July 24th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. Denver Auditor suggests 3.5% tax for marijuana sales. This from the Denver Post. Denver Auditor Dennis Gallagher disagrees with Mayor Michael Hancock's recreational tax target, arguing the city should seek a starting tax rate of 3.5% instead of the mayor's suggested 5% tax rate. Gallagher warned Denver City Council members in a letter sent to Councilman Charlie Brown Monday that the city's 5% tax rate plan risks sending users back to the, quote, dark shadows of the black market, end quote. The city expects it will have to spend about $9.4 million on education, enforcement, and regulation of the pot industry, for which the tax could compensate. The council will determine a starting tax rate and ceiling at its meeting Monday. The city will then pose those rates to voters in November. If approved, the council can raise the recreational marijuana tax rate to the determined cap. Colorado Springs bans recreational marijuana shops, from Yahoo News. Officials in Colorado's second-largest city voted on Tuesday to ban recreational marijuana shops, becoming the largest community in the state to utilize an opt-out provision of the law that legalized the non-medical use of pot. After 2 hours of public comments, the Colorado Springs City Council voted 5-4 to bar retail pot shops from opening within the city limits. The debate and vote came after Mayor Steve Bach publicly said he would veto the ordinance if the council approved allowing the recreational outlets. Colorado Springs has a population of about 420,000, with a large military and evangelical Christian presence, and is one of the most conservative and Republican areas in a state which in recent election cycles has turned leftward. Colorado Springs does have medical marijuana dispensaries, which would be unaffected by the recreational pot vote. Elected bodies of 35 Colorado towns or cities have voted to opt out of allowing recreational marijuana stores, according to data from the Colorado Municipal League. The possession and use of small amounts of cannabis by adults is still legal in the communities that have banned non-medical pot shops. Uruguayan President José Mujica wants to legalize marijuana even if he's never tried it, from ABC News. Earlier this week, Uruguayan President José Mujica, a progressive politician who is pushing a law to legalize marijuana consumption in Uruguay, confessed that he has never smoked weed. Quote, "I have never tried it in my life, and I don't know what it is," end quote, Mujica told Radio Carve, a local radio station. He's added that he's aware, quote, "a lot of young people have tried it," end quote. Mujica's somewhat surprising admission came shortly before he met with José Miguel Insulza, Secretary General of the Organization of American States, to discuss a recent report on drug consumption in the Americas. The report favored drug decriminalization of marijuana, an initiative that Uruguayan legislators have been discussing for nearly a year. Mujica, a former guerrilla fighter known for his humility and kindness, and the Broad Front, a coalition of left-wing parties of which Mujica is a member, are supporting this bill, which would allow Uruguayans over the age of 18 to buy up to 40 grams of weed per month from state-sanctioned distributors. Medical marijuana backers take Bellingham to court again, from the Bellingham Herald. A new lawsuit filed against the city of Bellingham by Seattle-based Cannabis Action Coalition sets the stage for one more legal battle over the legality of organizations that provide medical marijuana. In court filings, attorneys for Northern Cross noted that state law does allow for the use of medical marijuana, and Northern Cross attempted to avoid legal pitfalls in providing medical patients with a medical cannabis access point. Northern Cross accepted suggested donations for its marijuana products and provided them free of charge to those who could not pay, according to its attorneys. But Bellingham police painted a different picture. In an affidavit submitted in the criminal case against Northern Cross, Deputy Whatcom County Prosecuting Attorney James Hulbert portrayed Northern Cross as little more than a medical mask concealing a profitable marijuana business. Among other things, Hulbert testified that Northern Cross customers were reselling their purchases on the sidewalk outside Northern Cross. Marijuana use in adolescents may cause permanent brain abnormalities, mouse study suggests, from Science Daily. Regular marijuana use in adolescence, but not adulthood, may permanently impair brain function and cognition and may increase the risk of developing serious psychiatric disorders such as schizophrenia, according to a recent study in the University of Maryland School of Medicine. Researchers hope that the study, published in Neuropsychopharmacology, a publication of the journal Nature, will help to shed light on the potential long-term effects of marijuana use, particularly as lawmakers in Maryland and elsewhere contemplate legalizing the drug. This has been your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, July 24th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we go behind the headlines to take a look at the 1980s Reagan-era crack baby epidemic and what the science has to say about that. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org.